we got a food right in front of us, and we're going to eat this.
Oh my gosh.
When it kind of starts, we try not to make so much racket when we eat, because it looks good, and real forks.
Real forks this time. I know. I love it.
And I see they're getting ready to get started. I see Doug Gillum's getting ready to do this. So let me switch over here. I think Doug's trying to get the microphone on. He's working on it. But welcome. We're streaming live from the Main Street Junction, and we're eating live here at the Main Street Junction. Our guest speaker we got is Mr. Shashaz.
TV Shashaz and the Lieutenant Governor. Is she going to speak to? Here we go.
As you finish up, please don't throw the silverware away. It is real. And they're
telling us don't throw the silverware away.
You don't mind. Thank you.
We're going to bring ours home.
We had thought about bringing our own silverware, and then we got to thinking, well, we don't think the steak enough.
Well, actually we was.
Would you really?
We weren't going to bring it home with us, and I'm going to check the sound one more time. And sound is not too good. Okay. Let me testing 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2. Testing
sounds
1, 2.
good on my end. Okay, I'm just going back to our network there. Edna, she said, sound not too good, but I'll have to check it out on the other end. But I think it sounds good to me through our system, and maybe she's on the wrong. If she's on her phone, sometimes it's messing up.
I love it.
So, anyway, we have her check it out and see. She sends me messages, and
now, I told you that my mother kind of tricked my dad into coming tonight, right?
Okay, right. Now we're getting ready to start up. Carolyn Lawson's at the podium. Let me switch over.
It's time to start the program. You are still eating. Do not let me interfere with your eating. Continue eating. And if you need to go back to get something, feel free to do that. But because of the time limit, we must begin the program. As Doug just announced, the Women's Republican Club really spent a lot of our money buying these packed forks and steak knives for you, so don't throw them away, because we might have you back again another year. So you can throw your plastic plate away, and your styrofoam cup. But hold on, leave your silverware on the table. We'll pick it up after the meeting is over. I'd like to call the meeting to order at this time. And we will start with Doug. Did you know you were doing the pledge to the flag?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Whoever was supposed to do the pledge to the flag was not able to be here tonight. And Doug's in our club, and I'm forever calling on him for the pledge, the invocation, to speak, whatever I need, Doug falls right in for me. So if y'all will stand for the pledge to the flag.
Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We will now have Mr. Sean Morris to come and sing the national anthem for us. Sean is a local Union boy and has done well for himself, and he's also beginning a career as music teacher at Monarch Elementary School this year. So we're so proud of Sean.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed healing. And the rocking red cloud, the dawn's bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
How's that for a local union boy? Okay, now we will have the
Good job.
Republican Creed by Ms. Adams. She is one of our young products of the Ladies Women's Republican Club. She's young, she can step up. I have to look for the steps.
I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. If I can seek opportunity, not security, I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for dole. I prefer the challenges of life to guarantee security, the thrill of fulfillment to the state of calm utopia. I will not trade freedom for beneficence, nor my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any master save my God. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud, and unafraid, to think and act for myself, enjoy the benefit of my creations, and to face the whole world boldly and say, I am a free American.
Okay, we have some special guests here tonight we'd like to recognize. And if I leave somebody off the list, please just stand up and I will recognize you and you can tell us. Particularly people who are running for public office this year. And we want to be sure and recognize them. So if you don't know their name, when you see it on the ballot, you can put a name and a face together. Well, first of all, we have Philip Russell. Philip is running for county supervisor, and he's doing a good job. We've been helping put up signs for months, and hopefully it's going to be successful. Danny Bright. Danny is running for county council, the 1st district. If I make an error, y'all correct me. Y'all give Danny a big hand. Annie Smith. Back in the corner. Annie is running for county council, District 4. And we encourage our women to get involved in politics. Tommy Mann is running for school board. And of course, school board is nonpartisan, but Tommy is a pastor and a Republican. And if you see some of the things that are happening in some other places, on school board actions, we need some good Republicans and good Christians on our school boards. So, and we also have our own Doug Gillum. I pick on Doug all the time. He's a wonderful Christian man, and he's a great supporter of us. And he will be on the ballot for House of Representatives District 42. And I'm pretty sure Doug's going to be, I believe, are you unopposed, Doug?
Yes, ma'am.
He's unopposed, so we hope he wins, Doug. And of course, we have our sweetheart, Pamela Yvette. She's on the ballot this year for Lieutenant Governor. To come to our events in Union County, and actually she started her working career in Union County. And look what we taught her when she was in Union County. We have another very special guest, and she is I call her the mother of Republican women in South Carolina. And she, I found out when I called actually I ran into her in a doctor's office recently, a month or two ago. As you can tell by the way I'm walking, I've been spending quite a bit of time in doctor's offices and physical therapy, but I'm going to get there. But Mary Ann was in line at the orthopedic doctor. And I said, now, Mary Ann, don't forget, August the 9th, we're having our patriotic celebration in Union. She has been president of the Spartanburg Republican Women for 35 years or more. And today is her birthday, and I want y'all to all wish her a very happy birthday. Stand up, Mary Ann. Yes, we will. Chester said we need to sing happy birthday. Sean, lead us in happy birthday to Mary Ann.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Are you? Happy birthday to you.
Okay, I'm going to ask Pamela Yvette to come up to the microphone, and she's just going to tell you a little bit about herself, and she can feel free to say whatever she wants to say. Now, you can't tell everybody that. But I trust her, and I know she's going to say the right thing. So just take whatever time you need to tell.
Oh my goodness. That's kind of scary to everybody. When you give a public servant a microphone and say take as long as you want, you should all be very scared, right?
But remember, TV's coming next.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I have to allow some time. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to the Union County Republican Women for having me. Last year was amazing, and I didn't think you could outdo yourselves, but you have. This is an amazing venue, and the food is wonderful, so thank you to everybody who prepared food and put this together. I'm Pamela Yvette. I'm your 93rd Lieutenant Governor of the great state of South Carolina. I'm the first female Republican Lieutenant Governor in our state's history, so very proud of that. You know, there were a lot of firsts when I came around. This was the first time I ever served in public office was as your Lieutenant Governor. I wasn't even my high school class president. I was the first Lieutenant Governor elected with a governor. So you can imagine the surprise of my family when I went home and told them. I think I told this story last year when the governor asked me to run as his running mate. And when he asked me to come down to Columbia, first off, I went to my husband's office because we worked together. I said, David, the governor asked me to come down to Columbia. And he looked at me and he said, whatever he asks you, just say no. You don't have enough time. He thought for sure, you know, I'd be asked to be on another board or a commission. We had a large company, 3 kids, 2 moms, some dogs, some horses. Didn't have time for any more things on my plate. So you can imagine his shock when I called him on the way home and said, you're never going to believe what the governor asked, and he said, should I sit down? I said, yes. I said, he asked me to run with him as lieutenant governor. And so for you husbands in the audience, you might feel the same way. You get really quiet, and then you say, what did you say? So we went back down, but it ended up being probably the second biggest honor of my life next to being a mom, is serving you as your lieutenant governor in this state. And there has been a lot going on. You know, when the governor and I took office, President Trump was our president. Times were good. Gas prices were low. People were empowered. All of our 401ks were going up. Gas prices were going down. Manufacturing was coming back on shore. We were in a thriving economy. Our enemies feared us and our allies respected us. We were in a really good place. And who would have thought 2 years later, once the Biden administration took office, we'd be where we are today, with record high gas prices, a border that is just funneling in illegal immigrants. I saw a statistic a few weeks ago that said since January, we've had over 100,000 fentanyl deaths. That's because fentanyl is running rampant across our border. People's 401ks are going down. You know, my children are older, but I can't imagine if I was a new mom and I was looking at store shelves and seeing the fact that there was no baby formula to be had. I mean, never in my life did I think in this great country that, you know, we were talking, my grandparents were all immigrants when they came here. That's why I chose to step into this role. Because my grandmother lived with us and she told us all the time, this is the greatest country in the world. This is the only place you can be whatever you want to be as long as you're willing to work hard enough to do that. And so she always told my brothers and I, if you ever had a call to serve, if you were ever called on, you need to serve. Never did I think we would be in the condition we are in now, where we are begging other countries to help us. Us, the United States, that helps everybody. That's where we are now. That's why November is so important. It's so important to make sure that we send good, solid, conservative leadership, not only to D.C., right, but we have to keep it in play here. Doug, you do a great job. I am so proud to serve with you. I make a habit of going up to the House to see what they're doing, to hear about what's important to them, what's important to all of you, to make sure that I can give that message back to the governor and tell him what's important for us and what we're looking to do. And aren't we lucky to be here in South Carolina, a proud red state, where just in the last year we've done some amazing things. You know, COVID was a terrible time. When the governor told me I was going to have fun being his lieutenant governor, I never thought he meant a pandemic, right? Talk about on-the-job training. But we fared so well. I sit with lieutenant governors from all across the country and we talk about challenges in our state. And when I have to sit in the same room with my Democrat counterparts and that gets to be pretty tough, I can see how blessed we are. We tapped the brakes. We were the last state east of the Mississippi to tap the brakes once COVID hit and nobody knew what it was. We were the first state to open up. We never closed down churches and we never stopped manufacturing. Our manufacturers all across our state, thank you, that is something to clap about, because here in South Carolina, once we started rocking and rolling again, our businesses took off. And it was because the governor and I entrusted our business owners to take care of their employees. They were their best asset. We just armed them with the information they needed to do that. And they did. And companies like BMW and Michelin had record years in 2020. And they attribute that to good leadership here in South Carolina. We never closed our churches. The governor knew that if every decision he made, he looked at the Constitution as his guide, that we would be in good shape, and we did. But thank you to our General Assembly, the governor signed into law the Religion is Essential Act, because we couldn't take for granted that here in South Carolina, there may not be a governor at some point in time that may not think like we do. And we wanted to make sure that we never closed a church here in our great state. One of the proudest moments that I had was standing next to the governor when he signed into law the heartbeat bill, something that South Carolinians have been fighting for a long time. So here in South Carolina, we're protecting our most vulnerable, those among us that don't have a voice to protect themselves. Thanks to our General Assembly and thanks for the hard work of advocates across our state, the Dobbs case was turned around. That decision was brought back to the state, so here in South Carolina, we can make sure that our state is run with the principles and guidelines that we as the citizens of South Carolina think are important. We've always looked to take care of our veterans. We're a proud military state, 8 military installations here in South Carolina, over 400,000 veterans call this state our home, over 50,000 active servicemen and women. So this year we signed into law making sure that the pensions for our veterans would have no state income tax on them. See, here in South Carolina, we want to make sure that when veterans are done serving, they look to call South Carolina home. They make good workers, they make good citizens, and we want them right here in our great state. And how did you all like having a tax cut here in our state? While the federal government is looking to raise taxes, we just saw that in the Senate, here in South Carolina, we are lowering your state taxes. We will take the biggest tax cut that we ever had, starting this year, because we know you all work hard for your money, and nobody should spend it but you. And we'll continue to keep bringing those taxes lower. That's just some of the ways we differ from what's happening in DC. Now, the governor and I have a challenger this year, as you pretty much thought we would, right? We have a Democratic opponent. I tease all the time and say we should probably call him the family values guy, right? Because he wants legalized marijuana for everybody. He wants abortion past 20 weeks. He wants legalized gambling, you know, all those great family value kind of things. So we're going to count on you to make sure you get everybody out. Because this is a great patriotic celebration, and what we all witnessed last night that happened in Mar-a-Lago was anything less than patriotic. So we need everybody. We need all of you. And if you're here tonight, you're already in the fight, right? You're knocking on doors and calling people and getting your friends out to vote. We want to make sure that our party unifies together. The Republican Party has a great resume with big ideas and great thinking. It's something we need to talk about. So make sure that you talk to your friends and family from all over the country and let them know how important it is to get out and vote. To make sure we take back the House and we take back the Senate, and we can stop some of these failed principles that we're seeing getting passed over and over again, that we start to protect our borders and we keep our kids safe from horrible, horrible teaching things like CRT, something that will stop here in our state. I want to thank you all so much, and I wouldn't be doing myself a favor if I didn't say happy birthday, Marianne. We couldn't do what we do without you. Marianne was one of the first people in the Republican Party that came down and sat with me 4 years ago and helped me figure out the lay of the land. She has been a great friend to so many of us that run for public office, and we couldn't do it without you, Marianne, so thank you so much for all you do for us every day, and the happiest of birthdays to you. So thank you all so much. I'm going to turn this over because you have more speakers, and I'm sure you all want to get home at some point tonight, but thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you do for us. And we are looking for and expecting a really big red wave in November, and it'll all be because of you and your hard work. Thank you all so much.
I told you she was wonderful, didn't I? Our next speaker, I'm so excited and so anxious to hear him speak. I have read a lot, all I could find online to read about him. It's an amazing story. He is an immigrant from Romania, and he's going to tell you how wonderful the United States is. And some of our people in our country, to my sorrow, you hear them sometimes complaining about, fussing about how terrible everything is and how terrible the country is. Well, what I say to those people is Delta's waiting. If you don't like it here, go try it in some of the other countries and see what you think. We have friends in Spartanburg County who have tried for 20 years to get into the United States legally. We got these other people coming across by the hundreds of thousands, not legal. And We had lunch with these people recently, and the man came to greet me, and he had on what we call a Hawaiian shirt. And I said, "Oh, you're a Hawaiian now." He said, "No, I am not. I'm a South Carolinian." So he was so proud that he was a South Carolinian. But I'm going to let TB come up and talk to you now. I don't dare try to pronounce his last name. I told him we speak Southern here, and I hear Southern, and sometimes that's a little difficult. But come on up, TB, and tell us, and you take as much time as you need to tell us about your wonderful story.
Well, the bad news is I need like 20 minutes. I'm very shy, so I need 20 minutes until I regroup, so bear with me. I'm kidding. So my name is TB Sente. Sente, Southerner name, right? I'm one legal immigrant and proud U.S. citizen. And I escaped from Romania 33 years ago. And after 33 years, I'm really, really worried about this country, and I had the feeling we have the chance to go back in socialism and dictatorship where I'm coming from. Socialism is one cancer, destroy people's lives, and once it's here, gonna take generations to change it, which already is proved. So shortly, socialism, how I said, is cancer, and some smart people, just to grab the power, took advantage of the poor people who are not really smart, usually all over the world, not just here, and they promised them, we're gonna take from the rich guys and we're gonna share it with you guys and we're gonna have a wonderful life. And the poor guys, which usually they used to be lazy also, they say, wow, this is our life. They fire up the farmers, they steal everything from them, from the companies, from the banks, everything what they were able, and they share it. Guess what? This sharing, it's not gonna take too much, so it's that saying, socialist is good if somebody else is paying for it. So, once the socialists took over our country, they promised, and many people vote for them, many people forced to convince others. One of them was my grandfather. He has a big farm, and they convinced him socialism is perfect for him, and he said no, because he worked all his life, and socialism, the meaning was he to share with others everything what he built all his life. So he said no, and then he was punished. He was lucky. They used to kill them or send them on gulag. So he was sending gulag. Gulag is somewhere nowhere. That is the meaning gulag. So once they are there, they promise you, and once they cannot keep the promise, then they are not going to step back and allow somebody else to take the power. They take the power, they close down the border, and they start to bend you and take everything from you. No privates anymore. They take your house, take land, whatever you have. They nationalize the banks, the schools, the radio and TV station, everything is nationalized. So in this case, you depend on them 100%. And it was only one party, and in the one party was the meaning what the president said, everybody had to say yes. There it was not that yes ma'am like here, but they said yes. So, and then shortly, because these guys, they want to have power, but they don't know to build, they don't have skills to lead the country, they're just hungry for power. So therefore, they centralized the power from the capital, and they told to everybody what to do. And because they have no idea what they have to tell you, everything, the country, the economy start to go down. Once we start to be very poor, they start to rationalized the food, like meat twice per week, sugar 1 kilo, which is whatever, oil and all the things. And we were supposed to stay in line with one card where it said your name and how many people it's in your family. And through that, they used to give you food. The same thing happened with the electricity. They used to give you 4 hours electricity, and then on the night, usually they cut it off, or on the daytime, whatever, usually on the night. It was one kind of, in the big cities, there were big buildings where hundreds and thousands of people used to live. So in this case, the government, they have them in their hand, and they have the power over electricity, they have the power over the heating system. And it was very tough in time to start to say no to the party, because they created this secret army, which was kind of KGB and start to be FBI, I hope not. And they support 100% the power. If you say something bad about the president or some leaders, without witness, just somebody called there, they break down the door in the morning, grab you from there and disappear forever. No lawyers, of course, no all the things. So it was very severe and strict, and it was only one way. So they want unity, like here, but only my way, or if not, highway. So that is very dangerous. We start to see step by step. We have some very common directions, and I want to tell you about that too. So the goal of the socialists was to create one new generation of people who are able to share the food, don't eat too much, just eat to don't die, use the same car, live in the same building, and share everything possible. No money and no outside connection, kind of North Korea. That was what they tried to do with us. So the next step from the socialists is the communists. People mix socialists with communists. Socialists is first. Without socialists cannot be communists. So the communists start with the Communist Party when these guys start to guide us and teach us, prepare us for the next generation of the next poor Romanians, which loving people who we don't want money and we just gonna share everything what we have, food, electricity, cars and stuff. So guess what? I was 30 years old and I had my own family already, and I realized I was very proud, like still I am, I think. And I had that driving me to do my best, and all the time I had this thing in me, sky's the limit and never give up. And I tried to show my parents, pay them back and do my best and do at least how they did to me, I want to do for my kids the same way or better, to show my wife I'm a good husband and I'm a strong man, and show to my kids how good dad I am. So I was open to push to work harder than others, and I used to like to be first and the best. But these socialists don't allow you to do more than what they want you, because they want you to be down, because once you have money and you depend only by yourself, not by the government, you start to think differently. So that is why they try to keep us the basic way of life, just to be able to have power over us. So I start to think, okay, what I want to do? Well, I want to do my best. I want to show to my parents, to my wife, to my kids, but the government don't allow me. They keep me down. Doesn't matter what I was doing better than others, they pay me in the same way. And they pay everybody the same way. So this is why socialists generate lazy people, guys. Because if you work harder than me, you deserve more than me. And they did not. So they try to keep us same. Low level, and also they divide us. One was, here was race, or its race. There was nationality, there was blue workers, white, the white group, the doctors, the Communist Party members. We were divided, and then they were able easy to have power over us. And 0.5% of the people took over 22 million people. This is how not so smart we were. So I asked my question, what I have to do? Work like crazy, and I don't care if they pay me the same way like the lazy. Step back and be lazy, either way they're gonna pay me, right? Or escape, risk my life, and go in one free society where the equality, we have equality of opportunities. There they try to give us equality of outcome. So I refuse the equality of outcome because I'm not lazy and I don't want to be same with you. If I can have more, I'm going to fight. And if I can, all the time, I want to be better than you, if I can or not, but this is me. And these guys, they don't allow us to do that. So I decided to risk my life and go in one free society where that country gonna judge me through my contact of character, not through how I was in Romania, just to stay and be quiet and peaceful. So how we got here, I told to my wife, only on the last evening I leave, because in that times, if for some reason they figure out you want to escape, these security guys, they come over and take your wife and push her to tell them everything what she knows and stuff, so it was dangerous, so I prefer to protect her. So I went, I told her, and then my most powerful feeling in my life was when I turned off the lights and I kissed my kids goodbye, because I never knew if I'm gonna see them again or not. In that days, they used to kill the people on the border, and I knew that. And I chose to escape by myself and leave my kids home, not like these people from South. They even pushed their kids ahead to take advantage to bring them here. I did in the mirror. I left them home, and I thought to fight for them, because I really believe the man's job is to protect their family and not to take advantage of the kids. So I let them home. And I let my wife home, and it's not easy, and I know I can be killed there, or maybe I cannot survive in the capitalist, because I have no idea how I was here. And even then, I left by myself, and I walked 2 days, 2 nights. On that times, the road, the train, and everything to the border was controlled by the soldiers. Soldiers, they have gun, and they have the right to take you in case if they thought you want to escape and you are not from that area. So I walk by the road, and I walk the last mile, I crawl, and on the border, they used to have towers, tall towers with lights, and they used to scan the area if somebody want to escape or not. And they put the light twice on me. And it's not good feeling. They had like, the light was coming, and it's usually they believe it's human being, they're gonna shoot you there. So the light come over me, and it started to be so hot, even it was April. In April in Romania it's cold. So, and after 3 seconds, the light started to move, and I said, wow. And after a while, they checked me again with the light. So they did the same thing. And I kind of brag about myself, but I really have to mention, I really believe God helped me to do this escape, because many things happened which I cannot explain it, and I'm not Superman too. So I'm really blessed with his help, and I was able to walk all the Europe and go in Netherlands, where I asked for political asylum for US. And why I did that, I make my homework and I figure out if I already risk my life, it's good to go in one place where many generations of Santas can live happy there. So I learned about US. I know the population, the surface, the parties, the power of the dollar, the army, all these things. And also I learned about California, which was one of the best states in US. So after then I learned all these things, we decide we knew where we want to go. In July 11, 1991, we received the political asylum, and we flew in Portland, Maine, after 2 years of waiting. So they check on us 2 years. I was not so lucky like these guys who walk on the southern border. But I feel better. I come legally, guys, here, and I'm not illegal. I'm really, really, really legal immigrant and proud U.S. citizen, I can tell you. And nobody gonna take this from me. And we got the approval. We flew in Portland, Maine, and there all these political asylum or refugees, they receive from the government 1 year sponsor, which means food, house, clothes, all this necessary for you. I really believe I was one of the few who, after 3 weeks, we refused the sponsor, and with our own money, we bought 4 tickets for Greyhound, and we went to California, and took us 4 days, 4 nights. In California, next day how I arrived there, for 5 years, I worked 3 jobs: assembling, dishwasher, and security officer. After 5 years, we opened our own company. We send our kids to good colleges, which is UCLA and Menlo, also very expensive. But we bought our house. And after 18 years, guess what? I escaped from California and I come in South Carolina. I studied in 2007. My youngest son was supposed to finish in 2009. And in 2007, I started to come in the East Coast and check from Washington, D.C. down to Florida, where we want to move, where it's good life. We were looking for family value, good for business, and climate. So guess what? For some reason, we decided to choose South Carolina, which is also the city is Rock Hill. Shortly, I was blessed, and I have to mention this. Sometimes the salespeople do not talk too much, okay, and I tell you why. My goal was to go in North Carolina because I learned there on Durham area, they want to make the South Silicon Valley, which is high-tech area in California. And I said, okay, I went there, I flew there, I checked the area, and I was not so excited. And then some somebody give me the advice, go down to Charlotte, because there is good for entertainment and it's less expensive and it's more friendly. Well, I did. I went down, I drove down, and then we don't want to live in big cities, so I went to Gastonia and Concord. Concord, it was not good for me. Even like legal immigrant, I don't like it. So either way, and I went in Gastonia, and there I got one good guy, real estate. He found one good house for us, business good for us, good deal. We talked, we almost finished. We had small details to clarify. And he said, by the way, do you like fishing? I said, yes. Do you have a boat? No, but I really want to buy one. He said, you know what, when you buy the boat, this is also one plus. You can go 15 miles from here south, which is Rock Hill, and there it's almost everything less expensive, 30, 40%. I said, wow, okay. So guess what? When I finished the discussion with him, jump in the car, 274 straight to Rock Hill. God bless his heart. I'm so blessed. Again, God helped me. So the guy was wonderful, and maybe once I'm going to go and give him one beer or something, but he just changed my life. Because North Carolina is not for me, and he did his job without money. I don't know. So that is why sometimes the sales guys do not talk too much. This was my point. So in Rock Hill, we start the life, we start our company, and I have two boys, Chris and Alex. One is 39, one is 36. They married with two good Southerner girls, and I have to mention my kids are very conservative. They are not snowflakes. So when I got here in US, I realized I have to integrate. Therefore, we cut off to speak Romanian, and we just speak between us in English. Step one, my wife and my kids, they start to learn English, and my job was to go make some money. With money and English, we were able to make the next step in life. And we were very, very hungry to accomplish the American dream, because I saw the opportunity, and boy, I cannot lose it. So then slowly, they learn English, I make some money, and then we start the next step in our life, technically. So the idea is, when we arrived here, we start zero English, no English. Only the opportunities that were here, but no English. So we work hard, and we were able to make the next step. And therefore, when we got here in South Carolina, we went there with, okay, so when we went to California, I had one picture, which is most important picture in our life. It was wife, two kids, two luggages, thank God. That is how we started life in US. And when we got back, we come with 5 trucks, with 3 URs. So I suck something from them, and I bring it to here. So how we start to integrate there, we realize we have to integrate. If I want to accomplish the American dream, we have to learn English, not to come here, ask for your help, and then try to make you Romanians. So if I want to be Romanian, TV, go back to your mama in Romania. If you want to be American, stay with here and try to follow them and try to do at least what they can do, copy them, and then you have hope to accomplish the American dream. So I decided to work 3 times more than you guys, because I saw I was behind many years, I had nothing. So 5 years, but I catch up, so I'm fine now. So slowly, we accomplished the American dream, and we are very, very proud of that. And what I can tell you, you touched the subject a little bit. We, without English, 2 kids, 2 luggages, wife, we were able to accomplish the American dream. All these people who complaining about this ideology and this country, they should be able to accomplish it twice than me. So, in my case, it's no excuse to people who complain about the society, because everybody, all of us, we have the same opportunities. Some want, some don't. So therefore, who want, of course, has to have more than who don't want. And it's really basic, doesn't matter how you name it. If you work 10 times more than me, you deserve 10 times more than me. And it's not the government job to take from you and give to TB to don't hurt TB's feeling. If TB don't want to hurt his feeling, go work 10 times like you, because we have the same opportunity. So that is the very important thing. You see, already I make you a hard worker. I know you are. And beside that, once we have money, you work hard for your money, you can keep it, or you can decide to help somebody with some money, but you have to choose whom, not the government again. So that is the power of the money, and that is our work. And still in one free society, still we can use like one tool, our money, go where you want and where you like, and do not go and buy and do stuff where you don't like. And you're gonna see many companies and many other organizations gonna change once you don't give them the money, because many times they take the money from you and actually they blame you. How stupid we are to go in places where they hate us. We have to go in places where we love stuff and where we are loved, right? So in California, we were speaking English, no Romanian. I cut off Romania from my life. Why? Because I cannot just, in good times and bad times, in good times I'm American, in bad times, or maybe I go home. So I cut it off, and we just look ahead. We never look back. And we try to integrate how much we can. And in my case, I don't spend 30 minutes to learn English, not because I don't like it, because I thought I have something more important and I'm gonna learn it in time. And I learn from my kids' discussion, from movies, and guess from what? From Fox News. So, I have 2 boys, I have 5 grandkids. And all these 5 grandkids, they are centuries, and they are the first generations born in USA. So I kind of integrate in California, then I escaped, I got here, and then here we go. Now I have to integrate to be Southerner, okay? What I did first, I start with was easier. I bought guns. Then I bought tractor. Then I bought boat. After then, since then I go hunting and fishing, and now I'm working on my accent. But I really believe you accept me like brothers because we are like that. And even with my accent, I really believe we have the same goals. If you have kids and grandkids, we have to fight for their future. And I really believe my life, it's less important than my kids and grandkids' future. Therefore, 22, it's very important. It's not time to sleep, guys, and it's thank you for coming. This is one church where we can see we are united and we have one goal. I don't really know just few people from here, but all of the, I have the feeling we are brothers. Why? Because I'm really sure we have the same goal, which is what? Our future and our freedom. And this is the right way. We have to go together. We have to go in places. We have to talk. We don't have to be shy like me. Talk and share. All right. You got me there. So, and we have to stand up and stay in their face because they try to push us down. They try to scare us. And guess what? Between them and my kids, it's my kids. I don't care about them. You know the saying, I prefer your mama cry than my mom cry. So when it's about, it's tough, but you gotta go. So 22 is the last chance. It's not question what's gonna happen. It's clear in 1 year and something already. The big picture, they destroy America. They're anti-Americans, they hate America, and they hate us. They hate the people with value, and they hate the people who make the money and support them, and support all the programs to help the lazy people. Socialists generate lazy people, guys. Doesn't matter what. If you like it or not, it's provable. So, we are not lazy. We have to be proud Americans, and we have to be hard workers and take advantage of the opportunities. Everybody has the same opportunity. So if I see somebody, our job, we are not same. And we cannot be same. And nobody gonna make us same. But you accomplish in your life, somebody not. We're not gonna let him to die, but also we're not gonna expect he has the same thing like what you have, because it doesn't work like that, at least in one free society. So yes, who is hard worker, deserve more. Who is lazy, we cannot let him to die, but also we're not gonna take from you and give him just to don't hurt his feeling. So these days, I'm really, really worried about this country, this is my country, and I don't talk about other countries. I'm really worried about the socialist dictator government. They are coming slowly, slowly. It's not going to happen overnight, but slowly, slowly you can see they start to take from people which has some money and start to give it to the lazy people just for the vote. So we cannot accept it. And guess what? All you guys, I'm sure you have some money for your kids and grandkids, and you receive from your parents stuff. That is our job, to do more and better for our kids. Guess what? Tomorrow, in 20 seconds, you can lose everything what you have all your life just because this guy's gonna take over us. And you will be able to do nothing. And once the army, the FBI, DOJ, they are together and they take one part, it's 1 second from dictatorship. So once this guy should be not political. The army, the FBI, and all this law enforcement should be not political. So they are, and that is the big danger, and I'm really worried. Yesterday, guys, is the last example and the most powerful, what they did with Trump. And I don't know you guys, but I'm really shocked, and I don't know what to do. And that thing can happen to everybody. If they were able to do it for that guy, guess what? They're gonna fly in you guys. You're gonna disappear if they did this stuff for Trump. And the question is not, maybe he was wrong. Let's assume it was some problem. But my question is, why we don't punish in the same way Clinton and Biden's son and so on? That is my question. So we cannot have double standard laws. And once we have, that is the dictatorship. So I was blessed to go in other countries since I'm here with my company, and what I learned, America is not perfect, but it's the best. And whatever until now you guys accomplished, you with me, I'm American too now, right? We are one envy of the world. They envy us. All the countries envy us. And we are unique in the way whatever we did until now. So my question is why we want to change something what it works for something what was not working and is never going to work. Where we are, how we can accept that. So I understand we are not perfect, at least me, I'm sure you are not perfect too. But we can adjust, we can fix, but that is not the meaning change one ideology just because some crazy fanatic rich lefty guys want to have more power and more money through the globalization. Globalization is one new way of socialism, guys. Redistribution of wealth inside of the country, what already are doing, from us to the poor ones, which actually they're lazy in my view, because if not, they should be like me, because I have the same opportunity with them. And they are doing the same thing, redistribution of wealth from the developed country to developing countries through different tricks. So, whose advantage? It's not mine, it's not yours, and it's not our country's. So it's just the few sick people, multi-billionaires, they're gonna have more power and more money. My question is, I really believe America first, and I can even tell you why. In my view, first are my family and then yours. Maybe it's not fair for some people, but in case if I have the last food, I'm not gonna give it to somebody else's kids, I'm gonna give it to my kids, even if it's fair or not. I'm not gonna give it to somebody else. If I have extra food, first time I give to my kids and then to the others. This is why I believe my family first, my kids first. But guess what? Your job should be the same thing. Your kids first, not mine first. That should be in your DNA. The same thing is my state first, my country first, and then others. What the heck is wrong with that? Nothing wrong, because it's coming from us. It's we first. And all these other guys, presidents and countries, they should have the same need. We want to be the first. First Romanian, the best. The Germans best. They should have the same goal like us. So therefore, if they don't have and we have, that is not the meaning we are wrong. No, we are very good. I really believe America first, and we have to fight for it. And 22 is very important. And if we take the House and the Senate, if not at least the House, 24 we have chance to fight for our president and put him back. And I know only one president who fight for us and said America first and then others, and I really love him. And I'm proud to be here, and I promise, I told everybody, I'm not gonna run anymore, guys. I ran from Romania, I escaped from California, so now I live on Lake Watery. I'm loaded with guns. I have lots of fish in my freezer. I have deer. I have others where I can go shoot some other stuff, and I'm ready. And I have that. If you want my gun, you have to come in. You have to walk 3 miles, and then I'm gonna shoot your ass. So I just try to show you I'm a little bit redneck too, okay? Thank you for your time, thanks for everything, and I really believe God bless us, and we have to appreciate this country, and it's unique, and we don't want to change it, and we have to stick together and fight. And all what I can tell you, God bless you, thanks for coming, and thanks for patience to, I know my accent make you dizzy a little bit, but it's okay. God bless you.
You have to come back again and tell us some more stories.
Yeah, when I'm gonna have some extra grandkids. Thanks.
You can also look up online, look, you've got his name and your friend. but of his wife, he and his wife and his 2 little children and 2 suitcases was
Yes.
what he had. And look where he's at today. So thank you, TB. We loved having you. We loved your story. I left off 2 important people a while ago when I was introducing special people. I left off Brother Freddie Galt. Freddie is a executive committee man of the state GOP, and he's a member of our club and supports us in everything that we do. And also the local GOP president or chairman, Tom McAbee. And Tom, I'm going to let you come and tell us about something you've got up your sleeve. Tom was kind enough, we both organizations planned an event that landed close together. And he was kind enough to keep quiet about his event until we sold tickets for ours. So now it's over and you can come and talk about it.
Thank you so much. Y'all have done a fantastic job. Everything looks amazing tonight. Give the ladies with the Republican Party a round of applause. I don't know about you, but I'm full, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Lieutenant Governor Yvette is absolutely right. There is a red wave coming here in South Carolina, and it's coming to Union on August the 20th. We've got something very exciting planned. It's going to be out at the Union County Stadium. It's free to the public. That afternoon, out on the football field, we're going to have Governor McMaster come speak to us, Senator Ralph Norman. We're going to have South Carolina Secretary of State Mark Hammond, Treasurer Curtis Loftus. They're going to be out there to speak with you. It's going to be a great afternoon, and it starts at 3 o'clock, and it should be over with by 6 p.m. We don't want to take up your lunchtime, and we don't want to take up your dinner time, but we want you to come out to hear these candidates speak. Most importantly, our local candidates are going to be there. I want our local candidates to stand up right quick that are in the room. We got Philip Russell, who's running for county supervisor on the Republican ticket. District 1 County, we got Danny Bright. District 4, Annie Smith. And also, of course, I guess we had a couple people too afraid to run against Doug, and I don't blame them. But he said, Doug Gill, thank you so much. He's representing us. There's a reason I'm asking them to stand, and there's a reason I'm asking them to make themselves be known. A lot of people want to know what they can do to help as far as the party here in this county. Ask them. You see them standing here. Ask them what you can do to help, even if it's half an hour, if it's 5 minutes. Talk to them before this event is over with and ask them what's going on. I wanted to talk about that event on the 20th because they're going to have the opportunity to get up and speak. They're going to be on the stage with these individuals, the governor, Ralph Norman, Mark Hammond, and Curtis Loftus. So take the time to come out. It's absolutely free to the public. We will have refreshments there for you. We know it's going to be warm, but it's early. It's 3 to 6. Why am I asking you to talk to these people? This is why. 2 years ago, they spent a couple of $100 million to try to tell you that your values didn't matter. What did we tell them? Yes, they do. We sent a resounding no to people all across the country that tried to tell us that South Carolina values didn't matter. We told them no. 2020 was important. It may not have turned out the way we wanted it to, but it was important. And if you don't think that 2022 is important, you are sadly mistaken. So I say that to say this. October 24th is when you can start to vote early. Deadline to vote is November the 5th for that early voting. Okay, November 24th to November 5th. There's no excuse for 2 weeks to not go vote. No excuse at all. We've already seen what a year can do. Do we want that to continue? I don't want it to continue, do you? And I can't hear you. That's an absolute no. I agree with you. There's way too much at stake to not vote in this upcoming election. Don't let anyone tell you that your voice, your values, and your vote don't count, because they're trying to tell you that you don't matter. Give them the answer you know we deserve. Give them the vote you know this state deserves and this county deserves. You take those 2 weeks. If you can't make it election day, you have 2 weeks to get out and make your voice heard. Don't sleep on this, folks. That's what they want you to do. Don't. Get with these individuals after this event. Ask them what you can do to help. Our party meets the first Monday of every month. First Monday of every month. So the next meeting we have falls on, I believe, Labor Day. Is that right? So we'll be meeting on September the 12th. So we invite each and every one of you to come out. We have guest speakers. We'd love to have you. This is a brotherhood and a sisterhood. And we're very happy that you gave us this time tonight to announce this big event coming up the 20th. I don't know how we're going to top this one, but this was great. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, vote. Vote in November. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. TB said a sentence that it kind of went unnoticed by most of you. He made, in his talk, he made a little sentence that said, "Let's put our president back in office." So we have a job ahead of us to put our president back in office. And we've seen on the news this week where a terrible injustice was done to our president. And it could be you next. It could be your house next that they decide to raid. And there's nothing you can do about it. And anything they want to take out of your house, they can box it up and take it out. And it's time for this kind of stuff to stop in our country. So let's take TB's advice and put our president back in order. Somebody's going to come and draw our numbers for our prizes. Pam, are you doing that? I have the bucket. You have the bucket. Well, bring the bucket up here. I don't know who didn't put a ticket in the bucket. Doug, did you put a ticket in the bucket? Did you put a ticket in the bucket? Anybody didn't? Philip, did you put a?
No, ma'am, I did not.
All right, you come draw one out. We will be impartial.
Yep, I do not have one in there. 164.
Who's got 164?
64.
We have 3 door prizes you want to win. 164.
While they're doing their door prizes.
Okay.
So we're coming back to us while they're doing door prizes.
We'll come back. You're going to be hearing numbers drawn out for some door prizes and stuff that's given away.
And we did get a gift bag, our gift bag. Do you see our gift bag?
Yes.
I'm going to take that with me. Andon's got one, right?
It's got ink pens and stuff like that in it.
So this was the
So what'd you think about the speech?
Well, he's a Romanian redneck now. He said he was hunting and fishing and living in Rock Hill. And
Well, they got to show you there's a legal way to come into the country.
absolutely.
And I like where he spoke, to teach his family to speak English.
He cried when he said his grandchildren were the first of his bloodline to be born in America, American citizens. And
Yeah, that means they're U.S. citizens.
they are U.S. citizens that were born here. So
Well, he had a rough time coming over, but like you said, there's no excuse for any American. The opportunities are out there. You just got to take the initiative to do it.
And he seems to think that our country is headed toward what Romania used to be. and socialist.
Yeah, it seemed like they get a little bit louder, but we get a little bit louder.
Well, I don't think you and I are in on the door prize or the, what was the half
No,
and half
we
thing
didn't.
they did.
But we didn't get to half and half, and we didn't
We
get
barely got a steak. They didn't want to give us silverware. We got to get some jars.
we need a door
back.
prize,
We're all the way in the
didn't
back.
we? Yeah. All right.
But I was going to say that was it Susan Crocker that did all the decorations? Cindy Crocker. It's Cindy Crocker. She did the decorations. So I said that I would mention that.
Pretty decorations, aren't they?
They're gorgeous. I mean, she put the lights in the those jars.
Yeah.
I always thought that was pretty.
Yeah, they called out a lot of numbers and stuff like that, and I tell you, we're going to end it in the live feed.
Yes. Let's do
Because
that.
our audience can't win, we can't win. Well, I'm Shirley McKee.
We came for the cheesecake.
Yes, we did. It was good.
And I'm Scarlett Jolly. And
How was your steak?
it was good. I went down all the way to the bottom and found like the one that the candle was hitting, so it would be well done.
You know, Scarlett likes her steak on her. When she was trying to get the steak up there, it jumped on you, didn't it?
Oh my gosh, I almost spilled the whole table. I can be a bit clumsy at times. I try not to be, but
Well, when it comes to eating, we like to eat.
we do. We do.
Okay, we're going to end the live feed. We thank everybody for watching, and thank you, Scarlett, for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate
And
it.
we will see you
On the 20th. Don't forget about the 20th.
Right.
At the stadium.
Right, the 20th. They mentioned that. We're going to be at the stadium where the governor and all is going to be there, and we'll be there too.
Yep, we'll be there.
So, well, I'm Jerry
It's a
McKee.
free event. And I'm Scarlett Jolly.
And we will see you next time.